All right. Are you able to hear me now? Let's see if this thing is on. Hold on. All right. Can you hear me now? Anybody can hear me? I guess not. Maybe I'm going to have to. All right. Nope. No volume. Ah, you can hear me. All right. So I was just about to take the microphone off. I forgot to turn it on. It's my first time using the microphone on this live. Please let me know if you can still hear me, and I will continue. Thank you for letting me know beyond the surface. That was awesome. All right, and so I'll have to start up again a little bit since you weren't hearing me. So this video is about the universe guiding love back into your life. This is what's been happening on the twin flame journey, not just as it pertains to love, but also as it pertains to money, abundance, all of this. And I understand there are a lot of people on this journey. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. There are a lot of people online teaching about twin flames, and they approach it at different angles. I get that. I like to cover a big part of it, not just having to do with energy and thoughts and those things, but actually connection, to experience connection with someone. And I'll go more into that. All right. And I'll try not to touch my microphone too, because then you get all kinds of sounds if I do that. All right. And, you know, where do I begin with this? Uh, if you're new to my channel, in case I didn't, the introduction didn't come through, my name is 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐩𝐚𝐫. And for many years, I've assisted twin flames with overcoming the pain in their journey, navigating their journey, connecting with themselves and their divine counterpart, preparing for that connection, actually stay there. My work is grounded in connection, okay? Real human connection. You know, whew, this journey, and let me know if you can relate, prepares so much of pain. I say prepares you for overcoming pain. And before you overcome pain, you go through pain. Okay. So many of you might have experienced connection that felt painful, where you felt unseen, unheard, unsupported, invisible. You tried to connect with a person and you really couldn't. Maybe narcissistic partners, someone who has narcissistic tendencies, I should say, because I try to move away from labeling where it's a diagnosis, but you know what I'm saying. And just really feeling like no one's there, feeling lonely all the time, even if you're surrounded by people, wondering when is it your turn to have love? When is it your turn to experience connection with someone? Crying alone when you're alone, not letting anyone see those tears because you feel so lonely or so much in pain. This is my area right here. Okay. This is the area that I help you and others with. This is the basis of my content. And I go into twin flames too, and I'm not changing the title of this channel because twin flame is very specific. You know it, I know it. We're talking about two people energetically connected. You're feeling their energy, you're hearing their thoughts, you're seeing their names everywhere, and all this kind of stuff. We'll get into this one as well. Ooh, I promised to have my whiteboard. So, yeah. So let me continue. All right. So, oh, hold on a second. I'm gonna have my daughter bring it to me so that I can show this to you, right? So I can do the diagrams and so on. I really want to include that. Hold on. Let me see. I'll just mute this for a little. All right, so I'm back. Okay. Um, so lots of pain. And this person comes into your life and mirrors what that beautiful life looks like for you. If this was your experience, okay? This person that had you wondering, what on earth is this connection? Like, what just happened? Why do I feel drawn to this person? They come in and they show you what feels like a fantasy. And you're like, oh my goodness, I want that. Okay. So when you go from that experience, like, what is this? Why is my life like this? To, whoo, this is amazing, right? You get to see what amazing feels like. You get to see what it is to be connected with someone in a way that feels true, authentic, in depth, all of this kind of stuff. You feel seen, you feel heard, you feel like you're on top of the mountain, and the journey is this way so you can see that. Okay, so you can see what's possible for you. And I understand that a lot of people's journey took a different route, a different path where it's like, okay, I guess the universe sends someone else in. And we'll explore that one too. And I'm happy if you ask any questions about it, where the journey continues with that person. Now, the information online, anything that where someone is like, it's this way, it has to be this way, you've got to listen to me, you've got to understand, this is what I want to say to you. And even myself, you might be like, okay, like perhaps there's sometimes you say, I don't know. I try as much as possible to stay away from anything like that. Okay. Anything like that. Because the journey unfolds through your soul, not what is being said online, or it has to be this way, or it's this way for everyone, or anything. Through your soul, your inner guidance. Okay. Sometimes I get people reach out to me, and I'm not putting you on blast if this was you. I'm just saying, that would say, how do I know this is real? How do I know this is my person? How do I know this is my twin flame? And I'm like, okay, number one, I don't answer that question for you. You won't have me answer it unless the spirits mention something. I'm highly intuitive. Messages come through. Go into your soul. Take a moment and hear what it says inside. Okay? This is a big part of the journey. What I highly advise, because this is how true love is going to come back to you. And when I say come back, in it may be that person that you felt connected with, or maybe another person you feel connected with. Not someone that you randomly find on the street because you're like sick and tired of waiting for the twin flame and you just want to end this empty feeling and all this kind of stuff. So you're going to do all that unless your soul guides you. You're like, I'm being guided to go on dating apps. I'm being guided. What is the word I'm saying? Guided. All right. My intention is for you guys to come back in here, not up here. Come back in here, because all your answers are in here. And the universe is guiding you towards that. And the work I do is heal connection, how you've been experiencing connection, how, like, that pattern that did not take you anywhere, where you felt unseen, unheard, unsafe in love, and all this kind of stuff. This is what I assist you with. Well, everything else is from within, and the universe guides you, okay, towards this. I was guided. I wasn't looking. I was not looking. The universe was like, 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐩𝐚, you know, go back to your twin flame, and you're going the wrong route. Come back to the right route. If this happened to you, where the universe is like having the person's name all over the place, you're dreaming about them and all this stuff, it's likely because the universe is saying, stay on your path. Okay? Stay on the path. I don't have an eraser here. On the path. Okay, so I did write it here. Let's see if that shows up. Stay on the path. We're gonna do more diagrams, okay? Because what is it about the path? I'd love to hear from you guys. What is it about your path? What is the purpose of all of this for you? Okay, what is the purpose for you? This is about you. So I'll put that on my board and I'll hold it up to remind you it's about you. When we experience painful events in our lives, we stay focused outside of us. How do I change myself for them? How can I become accepted by them? How am I like a whole lot of them, a whole lot of them, and you find yourself performing for them and wondering why you can't seem to connect with the person. That's what you're healing, okay? Is this. But I do want to stay on topic, and it's the universe is guiding you back to true love. Pay attention, okay? So, any question, let me know. And this isn't scripted, so I'm going along. Ask the questions, okay? I'm going along with this. All right. I'll share my story. I mentioned, and you know a whole lot of my story, but the aftermath when love returned. It is it has been one of the most amazing experiences ever. And this was because of the healing I was guided to do that I share with all of you and so on. Because the universe was like, you're too independent. You need to connect. You don't receive. Like, especially if you're real independent type, you're always working, someone wants to help, you need to delegate, and you're not doing this. The universe was like, it's time for you to receive. Okay. And what else was happening? Learning about triggers. I was very triggered, very like angry, you name it. I was in a 10-year marriage with someone who just didn't get me and lost so much of myself. And so healing those triggers, recognizing ego. When I started this journey, I will tell you, I had no idea what ego is. I researched and was like, what is this thing, ego? Like, I don't understand that, without realizing how much I was an ego. Okay. And ego is huge, huge on this journey, because when that connection comes into your life, the ego will either try to fight or hold on to it, or try to do things to make it happen, and all this kind of stuff that keeps you in your mind and away from your soul's guidance. Okay. And so, very much an ego, arguing with other people in ego, all of this kind of stuff. And I came to learn what ego looks like. I will tell you right now, don't argue with ego. Not with yourself, not with anybody. Don't argue with ego. These are the things I teach my clients, and I'm letting you guys know about it because it prepares you to experience that love. When you sit in ego, nothing's working, no one's coming, no one's doing anything. Why are they acting this way? Why can't they? I'm telling you, this is who they are, or something like that. You can't get to that love. You can't get to that love. Ego has no place for that. Okay? A little bit of a place, but not a whole lot. And I say a little bit because your ego is teaching you, it's guiding you. And one of the things that is so wonderful, when you take a look at that, you connect with that part of yourself, your person connects with it too. Okay? You didn't hear this from anybody else. You have not heard this. When you connect with your ego, your triggers, your fears, your worries, your person connects with that too, because you're connecting with it. And when you stay in that space, all day, every day, ego, you're going to break down connection. Obviously, you will. But the first step is recognizing it, is saying, okay, why are these fears coming up? Why do I keep sabotaging connection? Why do I keep doing these things? I want to heal from that. I have to bring this up. I'm in my parents' home, so what you see in the background is real. That is their living room back there, and the gold curtains and all of this stuff. All right, so I'm gonna break to a comment real quick. Stay on the path is good to see on the whiteboard. It is a wonder why we are guided in the way which feels like that Robert Frost poem about the road less traveled. Yes. And also, Kat said, yes, to try and do things to make it happen at a time when it wasn't supposed to unfold. You got it. The universe works in alignment. And hi, Walt. Thanks for hopping on. And everybody else that has hopped on, Kat. And I always like to mention appreciation and beyond the surface for being here. The universe is all about alignment, okay? Energy too, and so on. But here's the wonderful thing is that the universe guides you for being on that alignment. When you slow down, or perhaps your soul is doing it, however you look at it, God is doing this for you, guides you. When you can get out of this, I'm going to think my way through. I'm going to do all this research. I'm going to look up everything online so I can figure this out. You come out of that. You come out of that. All right. I have to draw like a person in the brain. Hold on. You'll see my drawing. All right. So this is my drawing here, my little bit of drawing person of the brain. Okay. Come out of here and move into here. Move into your body. Move into soul. Bring the energy, and you can do this exercise together with me because I'm rooting for you guys, okay? Bring your energy from here and drop it in to your body. This is not running the show anymore. And if this is still running the show, if you're still asking the question, how, when, where, why, it's because fear is there. If I don't do something, nothing's going to happen. I don't know how to trust myself. I don't know how to trust the universe. I haven't learned that yet. And that's okay. That's okay if you haven't learned that yet. That's what the journey is teaching you, to come out of this space and come into your body, to work together with the fear and the ego that's teaching you something, so that you can transcend that energy. It becomes less and less, and your soul gets louder. Okay. And so I feel soul more in my gut intuition area. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. And so the universe, you hear the universe's guidance. If you're not hearing it, it's okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'll get more into my program in a moment. You're hearing the guidance and you're following it. So here's the tough part. How on earth do I follow this guidance, right? Believe me, the guidance can even look something like, you need to walk away. And you're like, wait a second, what? But you said that's my person. Yeah, you need to walk away. And one of the hardest things for some folks who get that guide, you'll either get a guidance, call them, or walk away. Either way, whatever it's telling you. One of the hardest things when your person is not ready, again, whoever this may be, that you feel connected with, okay? More on that in a moment. You're like, I can't seem to do that. What you're doing is healing, people pleasing. I can't seem to let them go. It has to be them. And I'll do anything for them. They're not in a position to receive what I have to offer, but I want to stick around. And your intuition is like, no, gotta go. So your intuition in that moment, if this has happened to you, please comment. I'll also check the comments later. It's teaching you to come out of people pleasing, self-worth. You're worthy of more. It's also leading you towards what you asked for. So you might be like, this person, how did it? No, get out of the judgment. There's no place for judgment either. Constantly judging the person is that creates reality in itself. And it's not a twin flame thing. If we judge anybody in our life, we are contributing to that reality. Thoughts create reality. And the other person might be like, I don't know why I continue to do these certain patterns. And I'm really trying not to, because our thoughts keep saying, what if they do this? What if they do that? Okay. Gotta come out of this. And you might be like, all right, well, that's the human part of me that has that. Well, this is where I teach. And I went into this in my Be One With You group last night, where you separate the two. Your inner person, this is your inner child. We do a lot of inner child healing as well, is connecting the experience to something he or she remembered when they were younger. Like, love is not here for me. People are not faithful, or something like that, because someone around you had taught that, some sort of teaching. So, whatever the teaching may be, and whatever is going on, so you separate it from the outside experience and look within. Your inner person needs your help. Okay? This person is afraid of love and is either holding on to it or pushing it away when love is here, when love shows up. And so, this is the kind of work that you can begin to do now. It's like, why am I gripping onto it so tightly? Why am I feeling like I need to have it, or even pushing it away? And begin to really look into yourself, like, where did that pattern come from? What's happening? And keep in mind, your soul guides you, and I help you get there faster. It's all about you and what's inside of you. We're taking away the information online. I mean, show up for my channel, but I'm letting you know, my channel is not about you. It's done this way. Absolutely, there's no other way. No, this is within yourself. And I help you to navigate that within yourself. And usually in the sessions, I ask a lot of questions because I love to hear from you and the answers that you have within. Okay. And maybe some people might be like, well, this doesn't resonate with me, Sh`een. That's fine. Listen, to have that love, your soul's calling in. I want to say it's your soul. It's not even you. If you're constantly like, I'm tired of being alone, I really want to have someone, that's because your soul is saying someone's meant to be here. The soul has a radar going and saying, hello. And even if you're not feeling that way, super independent folks, where are you? Where you're like, I don't need anyone. I'm perfectly fine. I've been okay. Your soul might still be doing that work too. And is saying, that's what you think. That's what you think. Because when you get to experience that great love that deep down, you're meant to experience, ooh, it's a whole other world. It's a whole other world. And it's nothing like what you've had in the past with these people that did not have your best intention in mind. With the healing, you attract this person in your life who, and I'm moving more towards divine counterpart, divine union, more than twin flame, and so on. Okay, because you are the twin flame. The journey is you, and so this divine partnership, divine union comes into your life with the healing that you've been doing within yourself. It's reflected to you, and imagine that. Imagine having that connection where you feel safe in it. You feel seen, you feel heard. This person's showing up for your feelings. Okay, they're saying relationship blueprint. Yes, this is a part of my work as well. We heal that relationship blueprint. We remove whatever was there before, and you connect with what you want to experience. Because the universe has your back. The universe has your back 110%, maybe 1,000%, whatever you want to create. And come to know what that is and stick with it. Don't let anyone tell you can't have that. Okay? And I'm telling you, I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't looking for it. It showed up in my life, and I was like, all right, I have to stop resisting this. I need to stop resisting this and figure out why I resist, and so on, and work with my inner person who has intense fear. This is what the running or chasing, whatever terminology is that intense fear of connection. Okay? And begin to really dissolve it so that true connection can build. It's not with force, it's not by thinking, is by really listening to yourself, your feelings, honoring your fears, letting them guide you in the connection, along with the universe, too, of course. All right. And let me see. So, why separation is necessary? I don't like that word. I'm going to remove it from the title. Uh, there's two types of healing that takes place. And so there is, try to pull this up here. All right. There is that happens when you're alone and you're coming to understand yourself and what you desire to experience in connection. And then there is with the person that comes into your life. And I will tell you, the greatest experience in healing happens when this occurs. The person comes into your life and you see so much of yourself in how you connect with another person. You don't have to wait for this person, this grand person to come in. You can begin connecting now with the folks who are around you. Okay. You can begin to experience connection there. But the thing with this connection with your divine love is the intensity of it is so strong, it pulls out so much in you. Your fears, your worries, and like it magnifies it, it intensifies that, right? And some of you might be like, oh my goodness, Asheen, why are you scaring me about that? But let's take twin flame label off of that. It happened to you before. Okay. I truly want you guys to understand that these experiences are not new to you. They were there before. Think about like that the ex that I bring up sometimes that triggered you a lot and you're constantly talking about them. You're talking about them to everybody. You're hoping people will see your side. They're doing this and all this kind of stuff. But why do we do that to someone we're connected with? Why do we do that? To that level, I mean to say. We're not doing that to our cousins or maybe our parents or our kids, but we do it to the person we're connected with that they're on our mind all the time and we're frustrated with them and all this kind of stuff. So when this divine person comes in, we attach twin flame to it and feel like it's only here it occurred. No, it's not. No, it's not. But when you connect with this person, this is a person who gets you, especially when you get you more than anybody, more than anyone. And one of the beautiful things with making peace with your triggers, your fears, your worries, is you get to unwind those. You get to dissolve those together when you're in connection with this person because you're no longer running away from them. Okay. I want to say, like, not want to say, but I have to say, one of the biggest changes I saw in my own journey was when I stopped denying that I had feelings, that they were painful, and began to acknowledge them. And that was the moment I became unblocked by my twin. And I was like, wow, that worked because I stopped looking the other way. Now, I don't know if you can hear the clock back there. I stopped looking the other way. I'm telling you, answers are not out there. It's in here. It's in here. All right. And all right. So the signs, the signs. All right. Uh, Let me look at some comments. It's very hard to trust and not indulge in the how and whens. I have noticed I haven't been asking how. And you're right. It's very hard to trust. There's a big part of this journey that I always say is not your fault. Don't blame yourself. I don't blame anybody on this journey. Not anyone if you call yourself a runner or a chaser, anything like that. I blame no one because the universe, and you can comment on this, steps in and says, okay, I'm going to send you signs, synchronicities, messages, dreams, feathers, all this kind of stuff. Their name everywhere. And you're like, all right, I guess I'm supposed to be doing something. I want to figure this out. Like, why are they doing all this? And all this kind of stuff. It's not your fault. The universe comes for you because your soul is calling in for these changes in your life. Okay. And everything is around you to help you on that path. And trust, trust starts within. ourselves. And the inability to trust, this is getting off subject a little bit, um, but I'm here for this. The inability to trust has a lot to do with how much you trust yourself and your intuition. And again, like I said, this is not your fault. When you're younger, other people were telling you you need to follow their rules, you need to do things their way. Your way is incorrect. Your intuition is wrong. Every your ideas are wrong. And so we learn not to trust ourselves. And we're not taught that how powerful our intuition is and how much it's guiding us and to believe in it. And so when something like the intuition comes through and says, all right, it's time for you to listen, what is that? What on earth is that? You had been running your life through your mind, through these programmings, through everything outside of you that all these people have ever said, but no one taught you to look within and to really follow within as much as you possibly can. That was not a part of your journey. So it's okay. When you're learning to trust, that's what it is. It's a learned experience where you're building that trust in yourself. You may feel like, well, I want to be able to trust the person. Trust yourself. Trust, because I say this because we have human sides. We all do. And there's a part of you that may feel like, oh, what's happening with it? Wait a second. I'm sensing something with the other person. I'm feeling the other person is pulling away, or I feel like they're coming close, or something like this. And like I said, human side kicks in, and your intuition, which is a radar, very strong and powerful, says, hey, something's not right here. I need you to do X, Y, and Z, when you really hear it, because something's not right here. I need you to speak up. I need you to know your worth. I need you to do this because, hey, that human side of that person seems to be getting in the way. And so I need you to. So you trust yourself and your intuition, your abilities to create magic and watch it happen outside of you. Now, if you've been like, I don't know how to express my thoughts, my feelings, like, what if they run? This is work for you to do. This is work for you to do, because there's a part of us that feels responsible for their action, or we want it to work so much. So we ignore, they're saying red flags. I'm hearing they say red flags. So we ignore the red flags, okay? When they're not meant to be ignored. They're not. Everything you see and feel, especially when you're in connection with the person, this is how the universe guides you to true love, okay? Everything you see and feel is not your imagination. We need to move out of that. We need to move out of, I I I thought this was, I had this feeling that this is, but I don't know if I'm right. Yes, you are. Let's move out of that. This is intuition, and begin to listen to it. Like, so many people will have a gut feeling for a really long time, and they ignore that gut feeling, and then the gut feeling unfolds. And it's like, I knew it all along. There has to be a time where you stop doubting yourself. All right. And if anyone has twin flame questions, I'm here for that too. So I put that on the board. Stop doubting yourself. So again, I'll put this board up. My handwriting is not the best, and so on. Okay. I have a board behind me at some point. So it's at the top. Stop doubting yourself. I don't know if it's backwards. We'll get this together. All right. So I'm going to read the comments again. Mine is twofold. Guys never really like me for sure. And if he does like me, he won't stay for some reason. Yes. I could go on forever with this. I love the comments you're putting out here. All right. I fell out with a friend because she told me he was maybe the doorway, but not the door of my life. I thought, you don't get to decide for me. I have to follow my own guidance. Yes. Yes. I love that. Oh, thank you, Kath. You like my board. I love that. I had to say the same thing. This person one time was like, what if he's not the one? Like, what if I said, listen, everything that unfolded in my connection, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I already been told. I've already been told long before I even knew it would come together in the physical. And because all this stuff was showing up, I was like, no, I have to trust God. And I'm going to stick with that because I can't believe everything was showing up and stuff like that. So, absolutely, you are on the right path. And so, guys never really like you and they don't state for sure. Again, not your fault. This is your inner person who's remembering something about love, who's remembering something about masculine energy. Uh, and perhaps it's likely, like we would uncover where this came from, but perhaps it's likely how your father was showing up for you when you were younger, the teachings you had around masculine energy, and this person inside of you said, mm-mm, I'm afraid. And so even though you're like, well, I'm not afraid. I don't think I'm afraid. I'm going to move forward. She's screaming, no, no, keep your distance. And that energy is picked up and can be felt. The wonderful thing though, when that timing is right, you're on your path, you're following your intuition, your person, your divine person comes, your person is here to stay. And you work through those. You can work through those now, but you continue to work through those. And again, like I said, separate what's happening inside with what's happening outside because you're just healing that person inside of you while outside unfolds and the universe guides you and this person and you're following your intuition. So all of that, following your intuition, things like that, the fear comes up. What if they don't like me? What if they're going to leave like everybody else? Well, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to continue to work on this. Okay. We're going to change that blueprint. We're going to dissolve that fear, the strength of it, and move more and more into trusting the connection and trusting your soul, not planning anything and letting the connection do its thing. My number one favorite phrase that I heard from Mel Brand before he passed away, this is Twin Flame Ray, I believe, I always get this wrong, is he said, when the connection found you, it didn't ask for directions. It didn't ask you to figure it out. It just did what it needed to do. And that was it. Okay. The connection will do what it needs to do as it unfolds to what you feel inside. It does not need anything from you. Nothing. Okay. And the worries, the fears, the judging, the all of this kind of stuff comes from a place inside of you that says, I'm terrified of love. I'm afraid of it. And it wasn't love that created that fear. It's all these teachings and everyone else saying all this kind of stuff, perhaps past life too. So this is where the real work is. It's not on getting them to do something, show up somewhere or something, because the connection does that already on its own. And it doesn't need you to do anything for it, like at all. Okay. And I like that it's on the spur of the moment. Okay. Thank you, Cav. I'm not afraid to declare, but truly I am afraid of this kind of love. I have learned that. And I get the chills on this, so this is really deep. Thank you for sharing that. When you get to experience this love that the universe brings into your life, again, whether it's the person who you feel is your twin flame or a divine soulmate that steps in and you continue the journey with the person, okay, either way. And yes, twin flames do get together, okay? Let's clear that up. A lot of twin flames are together. Whatever your soul is calling in, it's different. There's something scary about different because you're not used to that. The intensity of it, the pull, the love, the deep love that you're feeling, and especially if you've been hurt by love, it's like, I'm scared. I'm petrified. And that's normal. That is such a normal feeling because you haven't experienced that before. That intensity, that longing, and all of this kind of stuff, the wanting to be with the person and wanting things to work out because it feels so strong and pure and good. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of losing it. I'm afraid of it not staying. Either way, runner or chaser, doesn't matter. Not a, I use the titles to help you guys understand. The person who runs says, I'm afraid to mess things up. This feels really good. I don't know what that is. I just mess things up. That's what I do. That's what I've never been good at this. And the one who chases, I'm afraid to lose it. Wow, that feels so good. I've never had this, you know? Fear is normal because you haven't experienced that before. And again, like I mentioned, separate that fear from what's happening on the outside and you're transcending that. Okay? You're learning how to be okay in the presence of that love. And it may not be an overnight thing where you just wake up one day and say, I have total trust. I love everything. I love this. Love is working really great. Everything's working. It's fabulous, right? It may not be an overnight process because your inner person especially has not experienced that before, doesn't know what that is. So help this person inside of you. Okay? Because when love is here, when the universe is like, I've been preparing this, and because you've been so good with your healing too, I honor every healing you've ever done for yourself. Because all of it, I want to say pay off, but it's not really like a payoff thing. All of it is honorable and it shows up for you, and you're doing wonderfully with this. Okay. And now that connection comes in, and like I mentioned, help your inner person with connection. All right. And I could be here forever. Like, what is connection? What do we mean when we say connection? Okay. How to open your energy so love can re-enter with ease and flow is the other thing that I have there. And this is tying in with what is connection? What is connection? Ease, flow, relaxing. All of these are possible for you. I had Lee and Sherry on here on this channel last week. Great interview with them. And they describe how they're always around each other 24/7. There goes that clock again. Always around each other. And also mentioned I'm at my parents' home, always around each other. Like always. I'm not saying my parents. All right, so I unmuted that. I had to switch to my. Oh wait, it's there. Okay, well I had to switch. Let me know if you can hear me. Did your audio get muted? All right, we're gonna work on this mic. I had it charged, but perhaps it didn't charge long enough, or it took a pause, or something like that. Thanks for letting me know. We're gonna get this down because I've been torturing you guys without a microphone. Okay. Allow the universe to guide you. Your story muted at when you were talking about your parents. All right, so going back to them. Okay? Always around each other. Ease and flow. Letting connection take over. Nothing of the mind. Total relaxation. This is for you too. Okay? And for some of you, you might be like, well, what about you, 𝐿, ease and flow? Keep in mind, I had a running energy that I worked through dissolving. The energy of constantly looking for fear. I'm hearing avoidant. They're calling me, they're saying that I was avoidant. Yes, I really was. I really was. Because love is too painful. Love's gonna hurt. Like the things I've seen about love and all this kind of stuff that I transmuted and moved into that ease and flow. And I tell you, breath work had something to do with it too. This is what you're doing. You know, when you bring that love in, the universe is bringing the love into your life and has prepared you. And I'm not sure if I mentioned all the healing you have done. Amazing, amazing. They're all really good. Continue on that path. It's so worth it. It's so worth it when you can begin to trust yourself and trust the journey and trust the connection to unfold on its own. And let it show up on its own too. Okay. All right. And I hope that covered it. We're gonna have a better experience next week. Fingers crossed. Perhaps I'll have to clear that so I'm not jinxing myself. I really appreciate you showing up. And the point of this today is to really connect within. Okay. To heal those relationship patterns never work in connection, so you're not pushing connection away or holding tightly to it. And I use the word push. We have to use something else because that's a trigger in the community. Push. No, you're inviting the connection and you're allowing the universe to guide you so that it unfolds the way your soul is trying to do for you. Your soul is doing something for you. All right. So really appreciate. Thank you for participating. Thanks, Kat, for letting me know that. I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.